Hey everyone, and welcome. We're about to tackle what is, for so many people, a huge headache when learning English: the tenses. But forget everything you know about memorizing endless charts and rules. Seriously, we're going to look at a much simpler, way more logical way to understand how they all work. Let's dive in. Does looking at a big chart of all the English tenses make your head spin? Yeah. If you've ever felt totally lost trying to figure out if you should use past perfect or present continuous, trust me, you are not alone. It's probably the most common struggle for English learners. I mean, the traditional way we're taught is to just memorize this giant list of over 12 different tenses: present simple, past continuous, future perfect, the list goes on and on. And honestly, it's a terrible way to learn. It's the reason it feels so complicated. Not because you're bad at English, but because the method is broken. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start by talking about why memorizing is such a bad idea. Then I'm going to let you in on the secret: the time plus aspect system that builds every tense. We'll explore those parts, give you a simple two-step method to use them, and then we'll wrap up by fixing some really common mistakes. Okay, so let's get right to it. The most important thing to realize is this: the problem isn't that English has too many tenses. Nope. The real problem is trying to learn each one as a separate individual rule. It's slow, it's confusing, and it completely misses the simple, elegant logic that actually connects them all. But here is the really good news. There is a much, much better way. What if I told you that every single tense you'll ever need to use is just a combination of two simple ideas? That's it. It's not about memorizing 12 or more things, it's just about understanding two. And here it is, the secret formula: time plus aspect. Seriously, these are the only two building blocks you need. Once you learn to think in this way, you can literally build any tense you need right when you need it. No more memorization. All right, let's break this down. The first part, time, is the easy one. It just answers the question, when. Is it happening in the present, or did it happen in the past? Simple. The second part, aspect, this is where the magic really happens. It answers the question, how. It describes the action's relationship to that time. Is it just a fact? Is it in progress? We're about to look at each of these four aspects right now. So let's get to know these four aspects a little better. We've got simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. I promise, once you really get what these four ideas mean, you've pretty much cracked the entire code of English tenses. First up is the simple aspect. I like to think of this one as the default setting. It's kind of the basic catch-all category. You use it for things that are just facts. You know, like habits. I drink coffee every morning. Or for states, like I know the answer. If none of the other aspects seem to fit, you probably just need the simple one. Now, for the continuous aspect, if you remember one thing about this, make it this phrase: at the moment. That is the whole idea right there. This aspect is all about an action that is in progress, that's unfinished, at a very specific point in time. That moment could be right now, or it could be a moment in the past. And this timeline shows it perfectly. See how the action started before the moment, it's happening at the moment, and it's gonna finish sometime after. Just think of the sentence, when you called, I was eating dinner. The moment is when you called. The eating was already in progress. Makes sense, right? Next up, we have the perfect aspect. And just like before, there is one single word to lock into your brain for this one, and that word is before. That's all you need. This aspect is all about making a connection between 2 points in time, an action that happened before, a reference point. And you can see it right here. You've got point 1 when the action happens, and then later you have point 2, the reference point. So if I say, I have seen that movie, the reference point is now, and the action of seeing the movie happened at some unknown time before now. The perfect aspect just builds that bridge between the two times. And our last one, perfect continuous. Now, don't let the long names scare you because it's actually super logical. It just smashes the last two ideas together. It takes the before idea from the perfect aspect and the at the moment idea from the continuous. We use this when we really want to talk about how long an action has been happening. So check out how this works. An action started in the past, it continued for a period of time, that's the duration, and it's still in progress at our reference point. For example, I have been waiting for an hour. The waiting started an hour ago and it's still happening right now. This aspect puts all the focus on the duration, the for an hour part. Okay, so that's all the theory. But how do we actually use this in a real conversation? Well, let me give you a ridiculously simple two-step method you can use every single time you need to choose a tense. It is really this easy. First, just ask yourself, when is this happening? Is it present or past? Boom, that's your time. Second, ask, how is the action happening? Is it a simple habit? Is it in progress? Did it happen before another time? Boom, that's your aspect. Then you just put them together. Past plus continuous equals past continuous. It's like grammar math. Now that we have this new way of thinking, let's use it to fix some of the most common mistakes that English learners make. You'll see that understanding time and aspect makes these errors really easy to spot and to correct. Here's a classic one. I am knowing the answer. So why is this wrong? Well, think about our aspects. Is knowing an action that is in progress at the moment? Not really, it's a state. Verbs that describe a state, like know, love, believe, want, don't really have a duration or progress, so they almost always use the simple aspect. Here's another super common one, using present perfect when you say a specific past time. The rule is actually really simple. The second you say exactly when something finished in the past, like in 1993 or yesterday or last week, you must use the simple past. You'd say, I moved here in 1993. You only use present perfect, like I have moved here, when the specific time isn't important. So let's just pull this all together. Think of this table as your new best friend. Whenever you feel stuck, just run through these key questions to find the right aspect. Is it just a habit or a fact? Go with simple. Is it happening at a specific moment? That's continuous. Did it happen before something else? That's perfect. And is it all about how long it's been going on? That's your perfect continuous. So from now on, stop guessing. The next time you speak or write, just pause and ask yourself those two little questions, when and how. When you start thinking in time and aspect, you're not just memorizing rules anymore, you're actually understanding the real logic of English. So, are you ready to give it a try?